Hi guys, Peter Finch here from Trafford Golf Centre, but I'm not actually at the Golf Centre today. If you've noticed in the videos, me and Rick Shields are down at Gainsborough. We're at the Ping International, Ping Europe headquarters. We've had a fantastic time so far, kind of touring the factory, learning all about the new G30 range, which is due to launch at the end of July. All the clubs should be flying out. So we've got a chance to actually get our hands on the new club today, to actually see what they're like, to understand like the new technology which is going into them, and have a bit of a play around. Now, I'm specifically very much interested in the driver because I'm using a G25 at the moment. Really like it, but I'm told that the G30 could be hitting it that little bit further and also improve my ball flight a little bit because it is still a tiny bit spinny. So I've been told that the G30 could actually help in both these kind of points. I'm really looking forward to kind of testing in between. Now, I've got both the drivers here. So my G25 at the moment and the new G30. Now, similar shafts. The new G30 shaft is a little bit shinier and slightly different. I mean, I've got Torex in both, so the flex shouldn't be too different. The actual shafts are relatively similar as well, I think. Now, just to talk you through some of the changes to the actual G30 head to begin with, in contrast to the G25. Now, the first thing are these turbulators on the top. Now, this is all about reducing drag in the club head. Now, with anything like this, with anything that kind of sticks out and it's so prominent, there's always going to be a little bit of skepticism. Now, they've shown us kind of the scientific process that they went through, Ping, to actually produce this head, passing it through a wind tunnel, working with engineers, and it does reduce drag in tests. Now, the tests using robotic machines, it showed an increase on average between 1 and 3 miles an hour when compared to the G25, kind of because there's less drag through the air. Now, the whole kind of point of this, Ping say, is to reduce the resistance on the club, increase club head speed, but without having to put any more effort into the actual shot. Now, the statistics and the science made a lot of sense, and I'm just interested to see what the difference will actually be between the clubs when I'm actually starting to strike away. Now, the slight other differences as well. There's a new face in the G30 as well, which should also increase MOI. In contrast to a couple of manufacturers, tailor-made especially with the SLDR, Ping have gone kind of even further back with their kind of moments, back with their centre of gravity. Now, TaylorMade have actually moved theirs forward and then increase loft. Now, what they're saying is this decreases spin and increase in the loft will actually help with the launch. That's what TaylorMade say. Now, what Ping are specifically saying is that with a forward centre of gravity, the actual the ball will spin less, but what they're saying, they're going to move the centre of gravity further back, which increases moments of inertia, which increases forgiveness. So Ping haven't kind of sat down and said, well, no, moving the weight for centre of gravity forward in the club is a load of rubbish. It will decrease spin. But what we're doing is moving the weight back and increasing forgiveness to an unparalleled actual point. But what they also did was show us a video of Bubba Watson hitting these drivers as well, and his spin rate was down at 1800. So spin rate doesn't seem to be a problem if you are getting the correct combination of shafts and everything else. So very interested to see how these going to go ahead. So we'll start off first of all with my driver, my G25. So like I said, I'm very happy with this as far as accuracy goes. The one issue I'm having is with spin rates. So I'll just kind of clip a couple away. It's been a long old drive to get here. If you've not checked out the behind the scenes vlogs, then please give those a look now. So I'm going to have a couple with my G25. Now, the one thing I find is I hit my G25 very straight. I don't really tend to miss that many fairways using this club. The ball flight is slightly high. I've got this at 9.5 and I've got the G25 in a 9. And I'll talk about how you can actually adjust the head with the G25 in a moment. The G30, sorry. So I'll have a couple with this. Yeah, pretty good. And I'm not specifically struggling with distance with this as well. I want to increase a little bit more because Rick, since he's got his SLDR, if you've not watched the course vlogs that we do together, he has increased distance on me, so I need to catch up with him. Now, G25, like I said, I'm pretty happy with that, and the technology there is pretty familiar to most people there because it's a relatively simple club and effective. Now, G30. The turbulators on the top, they channel wind, so resistance is less. the head design is quite similar, apart from the kind of centre of gravity being moved further back and these kind of little chunks almost being taken out the bottom of the club to kind of redistribute weight around the head. One of the main differences in what I really actually like about this is you've got a hell of a lot more adjustability in the club head and the shaft. Now the G25, you could only move it 0.5 a degree kind of either way, but with the G30 you've got a lot more adjustability. You can either move it a full degree or 0.6 of a degree, which sounds a bit strange, but then kind of we've just been explained to you by Ping that they could have said 0.5, but it wouldn't have been accurate. It is 0.6 a degree that they've actually managed to move it. This is so the actual weight of the hosel remains very, very light. Now, I've got this set at 9 degrees, so slightly lower than my G25 at the moment. So I'm hopefully going to see a bit of distance. Now, what I want to feel really when I'm swinging this is I can go at it a little bit hard, well, not even a little bit harder, but feel like I can actually get the club moving through a little bit faster. So those turbulators on top reduce resistance. They're also quite handy with alignment, actually. It does sit square, and they do draw the eye, I have to say. You are drawn to those turbulators on the top. I've absolutely ripped that. I've absolutely ripped that, and it felt a lot more, maybe that's the new face, it does actually feel a lot more springy than the G25. Just kind of came off the face a little bit faster, it seemed to me. Let's have a look again. That ball flight straight away is a lot less spinny. Seeming to move the weight, the centre of gravity further back in the head. I actually expect to see these launch a little bit higher, but that's coming off a little bit lower actually than my G25, and you can actually see there's a lot less spin when compared to my driver. This is interesting stuff. Club head speed, I can't really tell without the use of the launch monitors, which I'll have to kind of get this on, but initial impressions, I have to say, pretty good. I'm ripping this. Really am ripping this. This is flying. And I mean really flying. That strike, it just feels so much, springy is the best word to use. It's just so much more springy than my actual G25. Very, very impressive. Now, the alignment, I have to say, with these turbulators is actually kind of a lot. They do draw the eye. I think it might be a little bit tricky not to actually get distracted by them when I'm hitting, but they do look good. It's almost, they look a little bit more complicated than my G25 at the moment, which only has like a little bit of an alignment mark, but the finish is the same. It's still the same kind of matte black finish. I like the look of the shaft as well. That looks and feels a bit better. I'm hitting this really well. Early impression, guys, this is a good club. I think it might be a bit better, you know. I think it might be a bit better. I don't know if I'm... Hitting new drivers, man. It's always an exciting time. So I'll just switch back to my G25. Let's see if there's a noticeable difference. And, you know, I'm not trying to kind of lay into that G30. Yeah, the difference in the flight is perceptible. This is higher, a little bit more spinny, and that G30 was lower and a lot less spin. Interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. So those are the differences between the G25 and the G30. The differences for me straight away, I could feel the difference there, and I could actually see it in the ball flight. Using all the same balls as well, Srixon range balls, AD333, so they're not bad balls either. There's no inconsistencies there. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. If you want to find out more, please go to see the other videos on my channel where we've done the behind-the-scenes vlogs. And we've also done a lot about the assembly and the technology which is going into the G30. I have to say, I think we might be able to get out to Gainsborough golf course for another playing vlog, and I might actually try and take one of these out to see the difference on the course. But that felt a lot easier to hit, and there's also a noticeable difference in the ball flight there. So very interesting stuff. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm thinking, follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well. And yeah, check out the rest of the videos as well. Let me know what you think about a G30, if you are getting one in the next few weeks, if you are interested. If you've got any more questions about it, just fire them through and I'll be happy to answer. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Maybe with a G30, possibly.